coming up tonight on VCU Insight.
I'm Nancy Gabaldon. Dominion Power's plan to release treated water into the James River has environmentalists heated. I'll have the latest.
I'm Erica Robinson. Stay tuned to find out who the newest collegiate team is for VCU.
And 3 Richmond churches are reaching out to help those in need in Flint, Michigan.
All this and more.
VCU Insight starts right now.
From the Richard T. Robertson School of Media and Culture at Virginia Commonwealth University, named Best Student Newscast in the Mid-Atlantic, this is VCU Insight.
Good evening and welcome to VCU Insight. I'm Breon Burns.
And I'm Grace Fernandez. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news tonight, the ongoing controversy between activists and Dominion Virginia Power continues to stir up attention. It's all related to just 2 words, coal ash. Insight's Nancy Gabaldon has more on the story.
From signs, banners, and even chants, protesters line up along the Virginia state capitol to fight for Richmond's most treasured feature, the James River. Protesters started taking action after a meeting in January when the Virginia State Water Control Board approved permits for Dominion Power to begin draining water from ash coal ponds into the James River. Its decision has kept environmentalists and river activists like Bob Brown on edge.
It is legally permissible, and that's, I think, the most uncomfortable and terrifying thing.
The Environmental Protection Agency required that the coal ponds are drained. The company's plan is to close 11 of the facilities, where nearly 138 million gallons of local coal ash is stored. The James River has been the heart of Richmond for centuries. Many activists are looking towards Dominion to understand exactly what their plan will be. Spokesperson Rob Richardson has said that there has been a lot of misinformation circulating about the design of the process.
Only when it meets those stringent permits will it be released into the river. We don't expect any harm to the river at all.
Dominion is also required to monitor water levels in aquatic life to make sure that the water is not harmful. They say that the discharge is to take place over the next year and a half. For VCU Insight, I'm Nancy Gabaldon.
The process is set to start next month. One of Richmond's most cherished landmarks turned 60 this week. The Virginia War Memorial held a ceremony on Monday to honor the day back in 1956 when the Medal of Honor recipients and dignitaries dedicated the memorial. The treasured landmark is still standing proud today, continuing to honor tens of thousands of fallen Virginians from World War II, the Korean War, Vietnam, and Desert Storm. The memorial is expanding to include Virginians killed in the global war on terror. The expansion will also include a second glass wall, a new education wing, a parking garage, and a 300-seat auditorium.
You may want to think twice about drinking that latte from Starbucks. A new study put out by Action Against Sugar states that the amount of sugar in your Starbucks drink is way too much. Aaron Dean is live in the studio. What exactly is the concern?
Good evening, Breon. There could be up to 25 spoonfuls of sugar in your favorite coffee drink. This is 3 times the adult daily intake of free sugars. When studying or hanging out with friends, you can catch VCU junior Victoria Jackson with a Starbucks drink.
I drink Starbucks very often. I want to say maybe like 3-4 times a week.
A new report by a British campaign group called Action on Sugar shows that there are up to 25 teaspoons of sugar per serving in flavored Starbucks drinks.
I mean, they're just really tasty, honestly.
Nurse practitioner and director of VCU Wellness Resource Center, Linda Hancock, says if we consume our calories in added sugar, then we are over in calorie consumption but under nutritioned. Doctors also say that sugar can cause obesity in both children and adults, and insulin resistance, which is a stepping stone towards metabolic syndrome and diabetes.
One of Starbucks' most popular drinks is the vanilla latte. This is a grande or medium-sized latte. In this drink, there are 35 grams of sugar. That's 4 grams over what the American Heart Association recommends to have in just one drink.
Fitness expert Lance Bankhead says that these drinks give you a quick burst of energy, and that's about it.
And not only that, just the crash and burn. You know what I'm saying? You eat too much candy, you know, you feel really good at first, hyper energy, then you crash, you feel sick.
Jackson says now that she knows about the amount of sugar in her favorite drink,
I think my next step is to not drink Starbucks so often. That's a lot of sugar, and I did not realize that there was so much sugar in these drinks.
says it has committed to reduce added sugars in its indulgent drinks by 25% by the end of 2020. Back to you, Breon.
Thank you, Aaron. 2 VCU freshmen have become a viral sensation after posting an online video using the hashtag Black Excellence. Insight's Danielle Gouchard sits down with them both.
I'm here with 2 of the Cypher sensations, VCU freshman Terrence Everett and his brother Terry Everett. Thank you guys for being here today.
No problem at all.
So I know you guys are twin brothers, and you and your roommate made this video about rapping about your degree, well, your majors in the medical field. Can you tell me about how this got started?
Well, we first met John at orientation. Me and Terry were kind of just hanging out. He kind of just levitated our way. And ironically, we were on the same floor, so we hang out a lot. And one day I was like, hey, let's bust a rhyme. And then we just memorized something like 5 to 10 minutes and just put it on Twitter, and it blew up from there.
And was it also in response of, you said the Geeked Up Challenge, where it was rapping about just drugs and illicit things, and you just wanted to say, hey, I don't want to do that, I want to rap about this and our majors?
Yeah, it was because as far as like rapping as a general now, you see it as like stuff that college students can't really relate to. And then we decided to take those Geeked Up challenges and put a positive spin on it and have something more relatable to like college students, kids trying to do the right thing, or students not doing the right thing but can't take that as like motivation to do something positive.
Hey, and I know we have your video here. We'll take a look at that.
Whoa, what it do? Okay. Biology major from VCU. Okay. I'm also a chemistry major too. Get 'em. Neurology's what I want to pursue. Go ahead. My name is Terry. Okay. That's my twin. Oh yeah. VCU's also where I take.
So this video's garnered over 40 million views. How do you feel about that?
It's amazing. I mean, I didn't expect it to reach that many views. I kind of just put it out there thinking it was going to reach like a couple hundred retweets or something like that, but 40 million views says a lot. Says a lot.
Yeah, and it's garnered so much attention just nationwide. And I know you guys have branding opportunities and invitations to speaking arrangements as a result of this Black Excellence video. Can you tell me about that?
We've been offered opportunities to go speak at colleges like Virginia Union, some colleges in Delaware. I don't know how we can get down there, but as far as like the interviews, we've been given a chance to go it was like 804 Rich Cities, and a lot of Richmond-oriented organizations interviewed us. We still have some interviews lined up like Her Campus or some through VCU. And we also have the opportunity to go on Sway in the Morning, which is the comedian Donnell Rawling reached out to us, and he's trying to organize that right now. So it's a lot of opportunities that have been given to us off this video.
Yeah, and I know the Black Excellence video isn't your only viral video. You said you and your, was it other roommate or floor mate, made a SpongeBob reenactment that garnered a lot of views as well.
Well, it was snowing outside, and it was like, hey, let's just make a SpongeBob video. And we put it on Twitter, and I was so focused in the Black Excellence video that I didn't even realize when I logged on to Twitter, I had 18,000 retweets. So let me start paying attention to this.
And so now you also have a website where you're selling the Black Excellence wristbands.
The website is bethemovement.com, not B-E, just B. My mom kind of started that up to like help us out through college because she's currently paying for 4 kids. So we're just trying to find a way to capitalize and make enough money to get us through this because we're the future doctors.
Yes, VC is very proud. Thank you guys so much for being here, and best of luck to you guys. I've been speaking with Terrence and Terry Everett about their viral video. Back to you.
Hundreds of people came to chill out last weekend for the RVA Plunge Winterfest. The popular plunge helped raise money for the Special Olympics in Virginia. Participants had to donate at least $100 to take the jump, and plungers ranged from all groups and ages. Even VCU's mascot Ronnie the Ram took the plunge. Bystanders surrounded the pool, cheering on family and friends, while others played games nearby. Participants kept warm by dancing and covering up in robes and costumes afterwards.
VCU hosted its first dance marathon last Saturday, which benefited the Children's Miracle Network. Dance Marathon, or Ramthon as VCU calls it, had over 400 people registered to come and dance nonstop for 12 hours straight. The event was full of games for all ages. Guests were given the opportunity to hear from families who had benefited from Children's Miracle Network. The event was supported by multiple VCU students, faculty, and organizations. Just last year, the Dance Marathon raised over $25 million for local children's hospitals. VCU raised over $31,000 during their inaugural marathon. 3 local churches in Richmond are stepping up to help the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. Insight's Danielle Gouchard is in the newsroom now with more. Good evening, Danielle.
Good evening, Grace. The water crisis in Flint is far from over. There's still debate on how the crisis will get resolved and how long that process will take. But 3 local churches are doing their part to help bring back clean water.
Hearing about the crisis in Flint, Pastor Emery Berry of Fourth Baptist Church wanted to help in any way he could.
Like most people, hearing on the news, reading the newspaper, and even on the internet about the plight of the people in Flint, Michigan, one's heart could not help but be pricked.
The water was contaminated with lead after the city decided to switch water sources and then not properly treat the water, resulting in many suffering from lead poisoning.
There are young mothers, babies, elderly people who do not have access to clean and healthy water.
Berry used his networks at the Baptist General Convention and was able to get Fifth Baptist and First African Baptist, including his own church, Fourth Baptist, involved as water donation drop-off sites.
And so in particular, as it relates to the 18-wheeler, we've had the kind donation of an anonymous donor who is lending their resource of a tractor trailer and driver.
Pastor Ricardo Brown of Fifth Baptist Church says there's been a big outpouring of support and donations.
We have almost 200 cases of water, and the tractor trailers will come in a few weeks and take it to Flint, Michigan.
The pastors say all sizes of bottled water are accepted, but gallons of water are preferred. Donations will be distributed in Flint by Hand of God Ministries.
Berry says he encourages everybody to make a donation and hopes the support continues.
We can't wait for the larger entities to come up with a solution, but there are things that we can do now in the interim that could be beneficial to the citizens, and I believe that is what
Pastor Berry says the water donation drop-off sites have been extended until March 8th due to a big outpouring of support. You can bring your donations to First African and Fourth Baptist Church from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Fifth Baptist Church from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Back to you, Grace.
Thanks, Danielle.
Richmond Mayor Dwight Jones has now approved a proposal to have a permanent bike system. The city has decided to use the same Canadian company they used during the UCI Road World Championship in September. The system would provide bike rental stations like City Bikes in bigger cities. The system is costing the city almost $400,000, and they hope to launch it by late summer. Renting stations are projected to be in areas that range from the Fan to downtown and Church Hill. The hope is to make the city more bike and pedestrian friendly. Richmond City Schools are taking part in a new national campaign, one that gives parents the extra push to be more involved in their child's academics. Insight's Matthew Foltz reports.
It's every parent's dream to see their child do well in school. But in the Richmond City, some school board members say it's a struggle to get parents involved at some schools.
Fox Elementary, where the PTA, raises over $100,000 every year. All the parents are pretty active.
Richmond School Board member Kim Gray says there are extremes within her schools in the 2nd District, and not all have easy funding.
And on the other extreme is Carver, where they've struggled to get their PTA up and running and operational.
Richmond City Schools launched the campaign on November 3rd with a goal to get parents more involved in their child's education through what they call everyday moments. But what makes this campaign unique is that it allows parents to simply capture a Be There moment with their child and upload to social media using the hashtag BeThereRPS and the school's name. Schools that show the greatest parent involvement by the end of the month will receive school board recognition, a Be There banner, and a $500 donation to a parental engagement program such as the PTA.
So Be There is awesome. It's finally something that engages younger parents and us in-between parents.
Linwood Elementary PTA president and parent Priscilla Wright believes that the campaign will really benefit the schools that do not already have high parent engagement.
You know, that's the one thing that your kids will always remember is that, oh, when I was in 4th grade, my mom helped me make a piñata. You know, it's the little things that make a difference. So.
Richmond is the latest of over 100 school districts nationwide using the Be There campaign. It is set to run for 2 years and is paid for by the Richmond City Public Schools. A recent VCU broadcast journalism alum helped create a new class that's the first of its kind. Insight's Aaron Dean sits down with him to learn more.
I'm here with Travis Ellison, founder and creator of VCU's newest class, with the focus being on learning in an inclusive environment. Travis, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. Not only are you a VCU alum, but you're also an Insight alum. How does it feel to be back here in the studio?
It feels great. Everything's looking smooth and running fine, so I'm happy to be back.
Welcome, welcome. You're probably one of the only alums here at VCU who have helped create a class. The class is centered around diversity and inclusion. Is this class part of Dr. Rao's diversity efforts here at the university?
Well, this class kind of started coming into creation a little bit earlier. We started working on it in last spring. That's when I first thought about helping create the class. So it's been a little before what President Rao is doing, but hopefully it can include and help boost what he's doing as well.
We have some clips from the class trailer that's on YouTube. What were some of the issues that you saw here on campus or in the Richmond area that said, hey, this needs to be addressed and let's make a course out of it?
Well, I would kind of say it's tricky on VCU's campus. We see a lot of diversity, I say, cosmetically. You know, you see people from everywhere, you see different age groups, different sexual orientations and everything. But I think where my passion for the class came from seeing things on the news and seeing what's happening around the nation. Those injustices and different things like that are what kind of, I feel like we should bring this to the school and then speak on it.
And I was reading on the course website that the students are in charge of how the class is conducted. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right, so this class is a unique experience. The students and the professors, there's 3 professors teaching, and together they created the syllabus to start the class off. So that's, you know, that's something different off the bat. And then the course is really circulated around conversation. And we want the students to communicate and have conversations in the classroom, not just having a professor, you know, speak and lecture the entire class. So the students are really involved in that aspect.
Other than, you know, like you said, the students, you know, being involved in how the course is constructed, what are other ways that this class stands out amongst the others here at VCU?
Well, I think one big way that it stands out is we're able to speak on injustice. And from that injustice, we're also able to correct stereotypes and misconceptions. And that's stereotypes and misconceptions on sexual orientation, race, religious background, and different things like that.
For someone who doesn't attend VCU or live in the Richmond area, how can they benefit from what your students are learning in your class?
I think one way everybody will benefit is the fact that our students are becoming more conscious, as well as the professors. So everybody in the room is, you know, in heightening their consciousness on how they can help. So this will, you know, in reverse, help the community as well. And also the community can get involved through social media. There's a hashtag VCU Safe Spaces. So by tweeting that, they can kind of include themselves in the conversation.
I've been speaking with VCU graduate Travis Ellison. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
So how do you think that?
Richmond baseball fans were in for a treat this past weekend when the Flying Squirrels unveiled the stadium's new features at Nutsy's Block Party and Flying Squirrels Fan Fest. The event included vendors, music, and taste testing. Fans had the first chance to purchase single game tickets for the entire season. Highlights included the unveiling of a brand new East Wing balcony and a new female superhero mascot. Once unveiled, the Flying Squirrels turned to their fans to help name her. The female mascot will premiere with a fan-picked name at the first game of the season. The Flying Squirrels' 2016 home schedule begins April 14th against the Altoona Curve. Spring sports are off and running at VCU, and the wait is finally over for one club team. The women's lacrosse program just got promoted. Insight's Erica Robinson tells us more.
That's the very first goal for the VCU women's lacrosse team as an A10 Division I team. They went on to win the Valentine's Day game against Gardner-Webb 21-9. While it was an exciting day for the Rams, some may feel this day was long overdue. VCU's Board of Visitors approved the team's move from club team to Division I in February 2013. Head coach Jen O'Brien was hired shortly after that decision was made. While it took 2.5 years to get the team together, she says she's excited the team can finally play.
It feels great for game time to finally be here. We have a focus every day with, whether it's a scouting report or an upcoming opponent, watching film. So it's definitely made our days a little bit more busy.
VCU women's lacrosse team has been practicing on this field behind me for years. But this is the first time since 1995 that any club team for the school has become a Division I sport.
On a team full of freshmen, lone senior Bonnie Corrigan says that they don't feel pressure from others to win. She simply says they want to be the best.
We definitely have high expectations. We want to win the A10, and that's something that we say every day.
And the day to show what they have been working on has arrived. The Rams look to be strong contenders in the A10 for years to come. For VCU Insight, I'm Erica Robinson.
This season, the Rams will play crosstown rival the University of Richmond and last year's conference winner, the University of Massachusetts. The Harlem Globetrotters celebrated 90 years of tradition, athleticism, and flashy skills this past weekend at the Richmond Coliseum. Not only were they celebrating the team's 90th anniversary, but paying tribute to two Globetrotter legends, Marcus Haynes and George Lemon of 24 Seasons, who both died in 2015. The sound of basketballs dribbling, loud cheers, and the team's anthem song, Sweet Georgia Brown, was heard throughout the Coliseum. The team is known for its comedic pranks, infectious energy, and world record athleticism, but only bounced into town for just one night here in Richmond.
And finally, tonight, the VCU baseball team will make their 2016 debut at the Diamond this weekend.
They're looking to win the Athletic 10 championship for the second year in a row. Insight's Darnell Myrick has season preview.
He dives and makes the catch, and that will do it! Black and gold reigns supreme!
Fans say that 2015 was the year of the Rams. That's when VCU won its first Atlantic 10 championship and clinched a berth in the NCAA tournament. The Rams would go on to make their first ever appearance in the Super Regionals before losing to Miami. VCU head coach Sean Stifler says that last year was a great year, but it's time to get back to work.
Last year is over, and we're not owed anything by anybody, and we're not going to walk into any A10 stadium this year and someone be like, we're just going to lay down because VCU was pretty good last year. I mean, we're going to get people's best no matter what.
Coming into this season, the VCU Rams were picked to finish second in the A10 preseason poll. One VCU player says he takes the prediction with a grain of salt. VCU catcher Walker Haymaker says he didn't even know about the preseason poll. He doesn't even think about it.
Doesn't dictate how we play. I mean, we don't worry about what other people say, and we just kind of do our thing. We train really hard, and that we know that we're prepared for every game. So,
Haymaker says the Rams will bring another Atlantic 10 trophy back to RVA.
We're going to take one game at a time, but we're definitely going to come out and do the same thing we did last year, and I'm excited for the ride.
In the eyes of the Rams, the goals for 2016 are simple: win the Atlantic 10, get back to the NCAA tournament, and shock the world one more time. For VCU Insight, I'm Darnell Myrick.
The VCU baseball team will face rival Old Dominion on Wednesday, March 9th at 3 o'clock at the Diamond. And you know, spring is close when baseball starts. So.
I know, spring just snuck up on us. I'm excited to see some of these players play.
Me too, we'll have to check out some games.
Yeah. And that's it for this edition of VCU Insight.
Make sure to check us out online at insight.vcu.edu.
You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook under VCU Insight. Contact us with any stories you'd like to see on our show.
And if you missed it or you'd like to watch past shows, we're on YouTube under VCU Insight. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Grace Fernandez.
And I'm Breon Burns. We'll see you next time.